The Christ-like attribute that I really had the opportunity to develop a lot in my mission was patience. I'm not a very patient person, and learning a language, I learned a lot of patience, having to sit through lessons, not being able to speak, and also learning that you can't control everything. Being patient with people as they learn. You do your part, do everything you can every single day, and allow the Spirit and allow time to set in and allow these people to progress. Because as you do so, you'll really help you.
So the Christ-like attribute that I really focused a lot on my mission was charity, because I think I really didn't have a lot of charity for people, and it was really hard for me to see people the way that Christ would see them and to really love them in that way. And so constantly on my mission I would be praying and I'd be like, Heavenly Father, what can I work on? And he would be like, charity. And I'd be like, oh, that's what it was last time. And obviously because I wasn't working on it enough, or I needed to be better, but just the more that I studied it, the more that I really realized that like charity's hard, and like still to this day it's hard for me. But as I really studied it and really constantly prayed for it, I really came to realize how much of a gift it really is. But it's not a gift that we're given once and we have it for the rest of our lives. It's a gift that is unique to every person that we meet, every person that we serve around. We have to have charity for them. And I think that is really something that I learned a lot about on my mission. Was maybe I had charity for that one person, but I needed it again for the next companion, or I needed it again for the next door that I was going to knock on.
The biggest thing I learned about was charity. The biggest lessons I had in learning charity were with my companions. Because when you talk about patience and long suffering and not judging and forgiveness and things like that, you end up having to do that with your companion a lot.
I feel like I learned humility the most on my mission. When you're humble, you feel the Spirit, and you avoid that contention between your companions and other people. I feel like being humble is one of the most important things a missionary can be. Forget yourself and go to work.
So diligence is the attribute that I learned the most on my mission, and it came from my trainer. He always talks about how he just left me behind in the dust, which is definitely true, especially because he was way more in shape than me on the bike. Diligence was a huge game changer in my mission, because so many missionaries don't get started in the right way. They just kind of coast a little bit, but as soon as diligence is introduced into any companionship, the idea of just going out and getting to work brings miracles and blessings, and that's something that I learned on my mission and that I'm striving to carry on throughout the rest of my life.
I would say knowledge. The stuff that I learned on my mission, it's going to carry with me for the rest of my life.
The one Christ-like attribute that really stood out for me during the mission was hope. I saw so many people suffering and so many people passing through such trials that honestly, realizing that the Spirit brought such a hope and a light into these people's lives really made an impact on mine.
In my last interview, my mission president told me about this, and he was talking about the perfection of God in Christ. He said we often think about their perfect love, we think about, all the other attributes of Christ that are in Preach My Gospel, patience, humility, but one attribute that we seldom think about is gratitude. He told me that God and Christ are also perfectly grateful, and that we will receive blessings every day of our lives for the rest of our lives for the service that we give as missionaries. And that's something that's given me a lot of motivation, a lot of hope, even after the mission.